I'm glad you are here today. What do you think? Could you share with me and with us some highlights of WINPACCS?
Sure.
Of course.
Andre, why don't you start? What do you find most exciting about WINPACCS?
Well, today's the day when I have the first chance to introduce a new feature that we developed a few weeks ago and released a few weeks ago. That's called WINPACCS Partner Book. And it supports our customers when they delegate their projects, maybe some activities, to partner organizations and to collect their data and check it. And that's a great new tool, I think, and I'm excited to show it later during this day.
Nice. So it's the first time for us today.
It is, yeah.
And how have your clients dealt with this previously?
They've been using Excel.
Okay, but what's wrong with Excel?
Excel is not that bad for some reasons, but if you want to collect postings from your partner organization, it has also its disadvantages, like you cannot really track what happened in an Excel file. You press one button and you don't notice and things getting confused. Or you share this file with your partner organizations and at the end you have 2 or 3 or 4 different versions and you're getting confused again. And one more thing is you cannot really attach digital vouchers to the Excel file. And so this is, I think, what our customers like a lot in the WINPACCS functions, and they don't want to miss this with the partners.
So does that mean you can attach digital vouchers to the bookings directly?
Yes, exactly. That's possible.
Can you show me how that works?
Yeah, why don't we show it to you?
Yes. So let's take on 2 roles for a moment. I use WINPACCS like a partner of our customers and submit a few vouchers. And Andre uses WINPACCS like a customer who check and approve my expenses. What do you think, Andre?
Yeah, let's do it like this. Good idea.
Perfect. So I'm the partner.
I'm the controller.
Perfect.
Yeah, all right. I have logged in with in WINPACCS with my user role, partner book user, and I have a very few rights with it. And I can only see the partner books and submit my expenses. And let me open the partner book here. Yes.
There's one entry already.
Yes. Here I had already entered the advance payment I received. And yeah, I have prepared some more expenses I would like to add, but therefore I have to open Excel. So please give me a second.
Wait. Now I'm confused. Andre just said you don't use Excel anymore because it's not good enough, but now you use Excel. Why is that?
Yes, this is because we use QuickBooks, and a simple and easy to use accounting system, and we post the expenses there anyway. And yeah, so we can export it easily, the relevant postings into Excel, and here it is. And WINPACCS offers an Excel import, so it's easy for us to transfer the data into the partner book. Yes,
that makes sense.
Yeah, we do not have enter everything again. Yes, that's it.
Okay, why don't you show me how it's done?
Yeah, of course. It's very easy. I just have to copy this data. Just copy it, then I switch to WINPACCS, and here I can click on the new button and just paste it like this.
Looks pretty easy, right? What about partners who don't have their own accounting software where they can export the postings?
I can enter also vouchers directly here, and for example, I would like to add a voucher from the gas station, so I can just enter here, for example, I will add the diesel and the amount of 5,000. Yeah, that it is. So that's easy.
Earlier, Andre mentioned that you can also attach digital vouchers. Could you show me how it works here?
Yeah, for sure, but I forgot to save these entries. So just click on save and save it.
That's important.
Yes. And the digital vouchers, yeah. I just can click on the entry where I would like to add this digital voucher, and it's for this. And here I can click on the digital vouchers button on the plus sign and select a file. Here I would like to add these digital voucher. Just open it, and yeah, here it is.
Wow, that looks quite simple. I think I could manage that.
Great. Yes. So now I would like to send the entries to Andre. I just have to select these ones and have to submit it. And now Andre will proceed and show you how to what's happened with the submitted data.
Thank you.
All right, Paula, thank you. So you submitted some postings to me, and I can see them in my WINPACCS Cloud also, so I'm logged in already and look into this partner book as a controller of one of our customers. And I just need to refresh my partner book view, and here are the newly submitted entries from Paula. And my task now as a controller is to check what she gave us. And so I'll take a first look at the submitted postings only. I don't want to get confused. Teams is not for me. So I just changed that filter to see not everything, but only the newly submitted vouchers. So I see less than the things before. And here's the first one she submitted, and I'll double click and see all the details.
Wow.
And then I want to see the digital voucher, because how can I check if I don't have the invoice? And that's all real nice and real cool. I like that a lot. Wonderful. And this is how I can check that.
Yeah, I can really see why this is an advantage over Excel.
Right, much better than Excel, I think. But wait. Paula sent me an invoice for a workshop in a hotel. The invoice is from a hotel, and the invoice says it's the rent of a conference room. Let me make that a little bigger. There are snacks and tea and coffee and lunch, and that sounds like a birthday party to me. And there's no additional supporting document. When I pay for a workshop, I would expect a participant list, but that's missing. So I cannot really accept this expense from Paula. What I'm going to do is to write her a note, and I write Paula. Add the participant list, please. And then with reject, it goes back to Paula.
Hey, that's rude.
Yeah, that's rude. I'm famous for being rude, and that's why everybody loves me so much.
Right.
Yeah, but the reason behind it, because I'm rude, is actually the money I gave to Paula for this workshop, I received from another donor, and this donor checks the expenses that I give to him also, that rude. And so I have to do that. I have to be like that. And even if it's private donations I spend for these activities, there's a high responsibility on our side to really make sure the money is spent in the correct way and not paying for birthday parties.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable, right? I would also like my donations to be used in a responsible way.
Yes.
Right.
And that's for now for the WINPACCS Partner Book. But if you want to learn more about it, you're very welcome to join today's workshop, the new WINPACCS Partner Book. So please join it.
Yeah, right. And there's another feature. We can also create budgets for a partner there, and I'll show you that also. Nobody has seen that ever. So I'm looking forward to meet you there.
To compare the planned expenses with the ones that were actually handed in, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm beginning to understand why you like this feature for the partners so much. Is there anything else you can show me? What about budgets for the entire project, and how do you report to the donor?
Yeah, well, we can show you the budget in WINPACCS Cloud. So for that, I go back to another project here, which is, I search for that long list for this one. And in this project, in each project, we have project controlling, which I can access because I have the user rights. I'm authorized to be a controller in this project, so I look into project controlling. And here I can see all the postings that were posted so far in project accounting and company accounting from partners here. I can check them. I can enter the budgets here, and I can create reports to compare the budget with the costs. And let me quickly show you the budgets that were entered here. So here's 2 budgets. 3 budgets actually. One is for the partner organization, so I can see the expenses and the money that I wanted to spend with the partner organization. And here's a total budget that was entered for the funds that I received from the donor. And that looks like this. If I double click, I can see the budget lines, which are pre-given for each donor. So depending on the donor who's giving the funding, that could look different. And from these budget lines, I see a column with the total amount that is planned to spend in this project. And from that total amount, we split the amounts into the annual budgets for each year.
And this cannot be done reliably in Excel, right?
I don't think so. I think it's much better to do that in WINPACCS.
Why is that?
Because in WINPACCS we have the costs too, and we cannot only look into the budget, but also create a report with budget and with the costs.
Okay. Can you show this to me too?
Right. So in this area, I'll find all the reports that were entered. And this is a report that shows me the budget lines again, including the headlines of each budget line. I see here the budget and the costs and the residual budget, the money that I can still spend.
And what are these funny green dots here on the side?
These funny green dots help me to identify where I spent a lot of money already. So they change the color like traffic lights, right? So when I start using money in the beginning, it's green, but then more money is spent and it might turn yellow, so I have to pay more attention, and maybe at some point it will become red, and then I really need to pay attention and see if I don't want to block that budget line.
That sounds handy. And who actually uses these analyses and reports? Is it just at the headquarters, or are others involved too?
Others might be involved too, so I'm using it in the head office, but we also run regional offices or country offices, and colleagues there can also look into this data. Because it's in the cloud, everybody looks at the same data. That's nice. You just need the authorization for that.
And can you also see the digital vouchers here?
Yeah, that's one more benefit compared to Excel. So the first costs here are in this line, and I can open that line and double click. So I see all the postings that were assigned to this budget line. I can, with double click, check the details of that posting, like in the partner book earlier. And here in the digital vouchers, I can see the vouchers behind that. So that was the cost for some staff members. And here's the payroll. That's cool.
Looks very easy to use, and you are able to track this like everything in here.
Right, I can track everything. If I wanted to shift this to another budget line, I could even edit and edit things, shift them. And if I did that, cancel for now because this is just a live presentation, in the history I could see what was changed. Okay. And so I can track things. That's a big difference to Excel.
And how do you finally submit the postings to the donor?
Right. I would go back in project controlling in the navigation to the postings. So here I can see all the postings that were entered so far. And if I wanted to create a voucher list for the donor to submit it, I have prepared a new view with different columns, different sorting, and a filter for the first quarter of this year. And it's easy to export all this to an Excel file. I like that one. because I can use that very easy to later, what Paula did with me, I'll do it with the donor, to copy things to the template from the donor.
Mm-hmm. And are all the costs here submitted by the partner?
Not necessarily. We have country offices, regional offices, some projects, they spend money also, so it's not only from the partner.
Okay. So in the project countries, they are posting stuff with WINPACCS too?
Yeah, they are using WINPACCS accounting there. That's what we just heard from Günther. That's where everything started. So everything that we know today from WINPACCS started with WINPACCS accounting, still used to post the expenses on site.
Can you show this to me too?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to now, but I think you can come to the workshop later. So we will introduce WINPACCS accounting in a workshop together with Julia, and you can see it there.
Great, thank you so much. Do they also use WINPACCS at the head offices to post their expenses, Janosch?
Let me explain this. Our customers use company accounting systems at the head offices because WINPACCS is not designed to do that, at least not yet. They post in different systems. Many here in Germany use DATEV, some use SAP, and they also have some different systems. But we can transfer those postings from those systems into WINPACCS via an interface. We import the data into WINPACCS and can extract the costs in our controlling.
And what kind of expenses occur at the head office?
Often it's the salaries of the employees as well as travel expenses, but also if they have some big purchases for the projects, they pay in the head office, for example, if they buy a car.
I've seen there's a workshop on the topic of interfaces too.
That's right. It's not only about this interface, but also about some other interfaces of WINPACCS.
Okay, I might come too. I still have one last question. Do we have time for this?
Is that the question?
No, that's not a question. In preparation for today, I browsed through the annual reports of MBI customers, and I found lots of tables with expense charged nicely categorized by like expenses by country, by topic, by donor. Were those lists created by WINPACCS too?
Yes, that is possible. And I know some customers use this functionality to generate their annual reports with WINPACCS, and they are very happy that they can do it.
And do they do this by using project controlling?
Not exactly, because in project controlling we have only the project costs, but for those reports they need the expenses of all the projects worldwide, and maybe Andre can show you an example of this.
Yeah.
Let me show this to you. Yeah, thank you, Janosch. Yeah, here I'm back in the project where I started to show you the budget and the costs from one certain project. But when it comes to the report for the annual report, I need more data than from one project. I need all the data. So I quit the project, and from my dashboard, I can also use controlling, not project controlling, but controlling. And here I see all postings from all projects, at least that I have access to. And that provides some reports too. So like for the annual report, I prepared something that shows me the totals per sector. So our organization is in disaster and preparedness and response, education, healthcare, things like that. So under that, I see the projects and then the expenses in total so far since now and for each year.
Wow, that seems to be rather flexible.
Yes, our customers have different requirements for such reports because they work in a variety of sectors. So some organizations mainly provide emergency aid, others are specialists in medical or agricultural or human rights project. It's all very colorful.
Yes, I've seen that in the reports. Surely a lot of customization is necessary when you introduce the software to the customers. Is that right?
Yes, this question addresses a very important aspect of WINPACCS. This is precisely where we differ from other providers of such software. We solve this differently. It will take some time to explain and show this to you. Do we still have it?
Yeah, I think we should take the time, and since I'm leading through the program, I can just decide. So yes, let's do it. I can imagine that such customization costs a lot of money and take time.
That's right. That's the case with some software projects. And it gets really frustrating when an update comes from the software manufacturer and you have to adjust your customizations all over again. Then the programmers are in demand and it costs money and time again, and it's all very annoying.
I see, yes.
We don't have that. There's only one version of WINPACCS and it's used by all our customers. From the smallest 8 organizations up to the largest ones, they all use the same version. And nothing needs to be adjusted during an update.
Wow, I'm sure customers really appreciate this. And how do you deal with the special requests that customers have?
This is a real highlight of me to explain it. Our developers have integrated a cool function into the application. We call it custom fields. I can add new data fields to the existing ones at many places of WINPACCS. Without programming, a user with administrator rights can do this.
Could you show me, please?
Sure, of course. Let's just assume I'm an administrator of organization using WINPACCS. So a couple of years ago, when COVID came up, we needed to classify all our projects if they are COVID related. And to do so, it was a simple task to add an additional field to the project master data. And just let me show you how it works. So you can see my dashboard already. And from here, as an administrator, I can go to the organizational settings. And I have to log in again. Okay, so in the organizational settings, I find project administration. And I can see custom fields for the project master data. In here you see there's already a couple of custom fields, and by clicking this button I can add a new one, and I say it's a yes/no field, and I call it COVID project. And that's all. I can save it, and just by this it's done.
Wow, looks pretty easy indeed. And you really don't know how to program.
Exactly, that was all. And now when I create a new project, the field is available and can be used.
But this only works with simple fields, right?
That wouldn't help our customers much. So you've seen this is just the yes/no field, but you've also the possibility to add individual text fields, number fields, or even classification fields where you can define your own classification values and the users have to choose one or multiple entries.
Can you show this to me too?
I can show you, yes. So we go back to the custom fields. So for example, we take this one. Here's the sectoral working areas. It's of type classification. And here I can edit the classification values. So there's a couple here, and I could add more if needed.
I think I'm getting an idea of this great function. This opens up a wide range of possibilities for organizations to customize WINPACCS for themselves without having to pay a lot of money.
That's right. That's exactly how it is. But however, there are always requests from us that are not covered by those custom fields. Recently, MBI made it possible to assign key users in WINPACCS. If there are issues that relate to a special subject, the key users of this subject are informed to come into a dialogue with MBI and introduce improvements and requests for enhancements. And if requests come from several organizations, there's a high probability it will be implemented. Martin and Johannesburg gave a presentation about this yesterday at our customer day. So if you want to know more about it, feel free to ask them or any of the customers that have been there.
Andre, Paula, and Jana, thank you so much for giving us these great insights. Let's give them a big round of applause.